my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sharing a super easy same-day sourdough bread recipe. The best part, you don't have to wait until the next day for that fresh warm loaf. Start this in the morning and by dinner time you will have a beautiful homemade sourdough bread ready to serve. So if you are craving a delicious bread with that crunchy crust, let's get our starter ready and get ready to bake. First, weigh out your starter and water into a large bowl. Mix together 350 milliliters of water and 100 grams of your freshly fed starter. Mix until the starter is fully dissolved in the water, then add 500 grams of strong bread flour, 10 grams of salt, and mix the whole lot together until there are no dry spots left and everything is fully incorporated. You can use a dough scraper or a long jar spatula to do this. I like using my hands at this stage. The dough will be fairly shaggy and only brought together. You might wonder how this will turn into bread, but just wait. Time is your friend and the dough will change in around an hour. Now cover the bowl and let it rest for 30 minutes. Okay, now let's do our first stretch and fold. To start, wet your hands to prevent the dough from sticking. Gently pull a portion of the dough up, stretch it and fold it over itself. Turn the bowl a bit and repeat this process until you've done all the way around the bowl. You will notice that the dough is fully hydrated after soaking all the water up. It will be fairly sticky, but as you bring it into a bowl, it will become smoother and shinier. Once the dough has formed into a smoothish ball, pop the lid back on and allow it to rest for another 30 minutes. Over the next few hours you need to create some structure for your dough by stretching and folding. Now after the rest, we need to repeat the same process again. Wet your hands and gently stretch and fold the dough. After that, cover the bowl and let the dough rest for another 30 minutes before we're doing the third and final fold. Now let's do the last third fold. I have transferred my dough into a rectangular bowl to do the third and last fold. This time I'm doing coil folding. Coil folds are good for preventing the dough from degassing later in the bulk fermentation. Wet your hands again and gently stretch and fold the dough one last time. After that, cover the bowl and let the dough rest in a warm place for 2 to 3 hours or until it is double in size. During this time, the dough will continue to ferment and rise, becoming lighter and airier. Once the dough has doubled in size, it is time to pre-shape it lightly. Flour your dough and gently turn the dough out into your working surface. Be careful not to deflate it too much. Now shape the dough into a round clot by stretching and folding edges to the center. After that, flip it over and tighten it into a smooth ball as showing in the video. Sprinkle with flour if needed to prevent stickiness. When shaped, cover it and let it rest onto the surface for 20 minutes. Start by sprinkling flour into your Benetton basket. Then carefully lift the dough, place it seam side up into your Benetton basket. Cover the dough with a cloth and let it rest for 2 to 3 hours. Once you are ready to bake your sourdough, you will need to preheat your oven to 230 degrees or 450 Fahrenheit. Place your Dutch oven into the oven when you turn it on so it goes hot. Try to preheat your oven for around 1 hour to ensure your oven is super hot. When your oven is at temperature, take your sourdough out of the Benetton basket, gently place it onto a piece of parchment paper. Make sure you make the baking paper big enough to use the edges as a handle to lower the dough into your Dutch oven. Now sprinkle the dough with flour and quickly score the top of the dough using a sharp knife or a razor blade. Gently score your bread. At minimum a large cross is sufficient, but you can get as artistic as you like. Carefully take your Dutch oven out of the oven. Place the sourdough into the pot using the parchment paper as a handle. Put the lid on and place it into the hot oven. Bake your sourdough for 20 to 25 minutes. The initial covered bake traps steam, which keeps the crust soft and allows the loaf to expand. After the initial bake, remove the Dutch oven lid. Your bread should look pale and puffed up like this. Reduce the oven temperature to 220 degrees. Continue baking for another 15 to 20 minutes or until the crust is a deep golden brown. This uncovered bake allows the crust to brown and crisp up nicely. Once the bread is done baking, carefully remove it from the Dutch oven and transfer it to a cooling rack. Let the bread cool for at least 30 minutes before slicing. This allows the crumbs to set and ensure you get the perfect texture, and that's it. You've just baked a beautiful homemade sourdough bread. Look at this, crispy crust and soft. Airy crumbed inside. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you try it out, let me know how it turned out in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell for more delicious recipes. Thanks for watching and happy baking.